Hey guys, it's HINA here at Rebalance Physical Therapy in Narberth, Pennsylvania, as well as in Center City, Philadelphia. And today I want to reach out to some of you who may be having issues after having some type of surgical procedure that involves placing a catheter into the bladder because of, receiving some type of anesthesia for any type of surgery. Now, this video comes about because I recently had a client of mine who went in for surgery for a non-related condition of anything around the pelvis or the hip, and he ended up having to need a catheter. And right after the surgery, he started experiencing lots of sacroiliac or low back pain, pain and pressure around the prostate, difficulty with urination, burning with urination, and then having to feel like he had to frequently go to the bathroom, so urinary frequency. And he never had any pelvic floor issues that he was aware of prior to the surgery. So I kind of want to explain today what may have happened, what's going on, and what we actually did and what helped. So for any of you guys, whether you're a male or a female that potentially had some type of surgery and now you're experiencing this, which is completely, potentially unrelated to the surgery that you had, and no one really knows what to do about it, and perhaps you were sent to the urologist and the urologist doesn't know what's going on, and they perhaps put you on antibiotics, or they gave you something else to kind of calm down the bladder or the urethra for what they think is urethritis, then this video will be helpful to many of you. So number one, who am I? My name is HINA. I am a pelvic floor and orthopedic physical therapist, and my company is Rebalance Physical Therapy, and we specialize in holistic care of the body. And we really do specialize in spine, hip, and pelvis and pelvic floor. So with this gentleman who came to me, what was going on? So basically, sometimes people don't even realize that they have a pelvic floor issue or might have a pelvic floor issue that is not symptomatic, but then they go in and they have a catheter, which is a tube that's placed into the urethra to help drain the bladder for when you're having various types of procedures that usually involve some type of anesthesia. So what happens is when they place this catheter in through the urethra, I'm going to show you a picture now, it basically gets placed up into the urethra, which is what you pee out of, and it goes up and into the bladder so that the bladder can basically drain. Now, if someone has a pelvic floor issue, and for any of those who don't know what the pelvic floor is, click on some of my other YouTube videos. I explain what the pelvic floor is, and I don't want to get into it now because it would take too long. But basically, if you see here, these are the muscles of the pelvic floor, and they basically cross through the bowel, for women, the uterus, and for both men and women, the bladder. And so these muscles surround this bladder area, and they hook up both to the tailbone and they hook up to the pubic bone, as well as out to the sides into the hip. So if for some reason the urethra got irritated, okay, it could also stir up the neighboring muscles, which is the pelvic floor. And these muscles can go into spasm. And when they go into spasm, they can create any type of symptom that relates to the bladder, to peeing. It can give you symptoms into the rectum potentially, that makes you feel fullness in the rectum, or like you have a golf ball in the rectum, or pressure. It can also, because these muscles connect up into that low back sacral area, it can make sacroiliac joint pain, which is pain in the lower part of the back. It can make that worse. It can make back pain worse. It can, again, for men, because the prostate is right here, it can give you discomfort, what feels like behind the prostate, because these muscles are very close to that area. And so all of these muscles can potentially get spasmed, and that can give you all sorts of symptoms that, again, most people think is coming from the bladder, but it's actually coming from the pelvic floor. So if any of you guys are having these types of symptoms, then, and you haven't gotten a good answer, then what do? Well, basically, you really do need to be treated by a pelvic floor physical therapist that is knowledgeable and has a good amount of training in knowing how to treat this whole entire area from the inside as well as the outside correctly. And when I mean meaning inside into the pelvic floor, which is usually palpable, or you can touch these muscles through either vaginal and or rectal entrance. And again, it has to be a skilled physical therapist that truly has a solid understanding on how to treat this dysfunction. And what they do is the idea is to go in to decrease any of the muscle spasming on the inside of these muscles, as well as improve the alignment of any of these bones, including the sacrum, including the pubic bone, and are in and around the pelvis, and potentially even treat muscles that hook up on to the hip, because all of this is interconnected together. You need someone that truly understands how to treat all of that, from a myofascial, a trigger point, which are these spasms and muscles, and understands how to work on joint alignment. And that should definitely help you get onto the right path and hopefully get you pain-free in your bladder and your rectum and any other issues that might be being created from the pelvic floor to calm down. Now, how do you find someone? Well, if you live anywhere in and around the Philadelphia and the main line of Philadelphia areas, it's a no-brainer. You can come see us here at Rebalance Physical Therapy. This is what we treat pretty much a significant portion of our day, and as well as other chronic orthopedic conditions. But, you know, you can come to our website. Our website is Rebalance, REBALANCEPT.com. We have lots of other helpful information, helpful tips and advice that you can go to try and see if you can work through some of these things yourself. I have other YouTube videos that you can try and click through, because sometimes we do have exercises and certain stretches that can help. But if you're finding that you've tried to do some of these things on your own and it's just not helping, you can come see us. Otherwise, if you do not live in and around this area, then you can contact us and contact us through our website and just let us know that you need to find someone in your area. And we know lots of great physical therapists, usually around the major metropolitan areas, that we can refer you to. But we can also potentially help you at least get on the right track of finding someone, perhaps if you're living in a small town and you're not close to us. So I hope this information was helpful to any of you who might be experiencing this. And like I said, if you have any other questions, come to our website. And I hope you found this information helpful. Have a wonderful day. Take care.